we have with us Mr. Hassan Daud Bhatt. He is CEO of BOIT KPK. He would apprise us about ground level management and working of SCGs. Sir, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on wherever you are. It's a great honor to be part of this webinar, and the level of participation. I'm just reading the numbers now. It's more than 128. So that speaks of the volume of interest and the great work that I think Ambassador Zahoor and his team and all the other colleagues from the embassies have worked. I would also like to make mention of the Chinese embassy also and the ambassador for highlighting the important features and how China is looking at BRI in times to come. Sir, I would take about 8 minutes for a short presentation, followed by a 2 minutes video to ensure that you guys come and visit Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And earlier it was known as the land of opportunities, and now it is known as the land of growing opportunities. So with this, I'll share my presentation with you, ladies and gentlemen. And is it visible to you all?
Yes, it is visible.
Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, as was highlighted earlier, this phase of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor involves trade and market access, it involves industrial development and global value chains, socio-economic development and poverty alleviation, agriculture, a blue economy, and regional connectivity. So, except for perhaps a little bit of blue economy, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa features in almost all and is one of the most important province of Pakistan, not because that I represent Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, but various reasons which I'll highlight a little later. So we are the gateway to Central Asia, and we are the neighboring province of Afghanistan. And as we speak, we are working on opening new border crossings with Afghanistan so that the trade and commerce activity along the border and also what we produce here in Pakistan and especially in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa could be exported out of Pakistan, not just to Afghanistan, but to the Central Asian Republic. We have a population of about 35 million plus, and I assure you these are hardworking, pragmatic people who are willing to contribute to the not just to the Pakistan's economy, but have historically been working outside Pakistan and have contributed to respective GDPs. It has a area of about 741 square kilometers, and it has 35 districts and 7 divisions. And with the merger of newly merged districts, we have great potential of mines and minerals and other areas, which I'll highlight a little later. We have huge agriculture base. We have a lot of potential, and I'll share this presentation with my colleagues in the embassy, and I would request them to share it with with all those who are interested. We have huge potential of gemstones, mines and minerals. We are blessed with water, which produces and has the potential to produce around 30,000 megawatt of energy, and we're working as one of our priority areas. And we have gemstones and mining as one of the areas where a lot of exports is done. We also have a huge resource base for horticulture, livestock, and tourism and hospitality, which are our priority area. And besides that, since we are talking about with countries, and this webinar mainly showcases our relationship with China and also with the European Union countries and states, I would also like to highlight IT and education and vocational training is another area where we would like to have investment. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would just take about 2 minutes to highlight what are our aspirations and how are we looking at CPEC and also global investment to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So, as far as China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is concerned, and by the way, I forgot to mention my friend who's Askari Sahab, who has been very active in arranging such webinars on BRI and CPEC. So with this said, what had happened earlier in last 5 years, and in those 5 years, earlier 2 years was spent on understanding the kind of cooperation we have. In the past 3 years, the level of cooperation within China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and the industrial development that we envisage through this cooperation has grown profoundly. And from G to G prism, we are now moving into B to B cooperation, and we're looking at areas that are flash in front of you, from hospitality, logistics, housing, mining, IT and electronics, apparel and textile, and several others. And based on this, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, our pillar industries, starting from petrochemical, based on our natural endowment, we are also looking at automobile and related industries to come and benefit, because as the chairman BI also highlighted, we are a huge consumer market, and perhaps any investor who's looking at as a market is looking at efficiency, is looking at cheap labor, and is looking at natural resources. I think Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is the place, and it's ideally suited based on the location that I earlier mentioned. We are working on tourism, hydel energy, infrastructure, electronics, agriculture, livestock, and all is this done is to attract foreign direct investment, balance our current account deficit, revenue generation, job creation. And we're looking at industry which is export oriented. Import substitution could take place, technology transfer, and also we want to highlight the value chain, and linking ourselves with the not just the regional value chain but also with the global value chains. And I perhaps Chairman B also highlighted this. So what we are looking at, as I said earlier, we're looking at investment industry which helps us to substitute imports, promote export, create jobs, direct and indirect. And we're looking at joint ventures in automobile, iron, steel, textile, petrochemical, and all the other. And for that, what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, is that we're crafting incentives, not that the ones that were highlighted earlier by my colleague Sami Saab, but also at provincial level, we're looking at our policies and policy framework through which we can have incentives that are efficient, that are performance based, that are harmonized with our national investment policies, that are non-discriminatory, and more importantly, regionally competitive. And I heard in the introductory phase, we have colleagues from Laos, and we, in our preparation for this, worked on Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, in order to, and also Bangladesh, in order to work on incentives that can attract my friends from Europe and beyond. So in past 1 year since I've joined, we worked on our industrial policy. We have approved, the cabinet has approved our industrial policies, which offers a lot of incentives. We have also worked on commerce and trade strategy, which looks at commerce as a major component of economic growth, and looks at how we can attract new markets for our SME sector also to promote. Besides this, we are looking at, we have worked on our investment promotion strategy, and that is in the process of approval, and hopefully by next week we will have this available. So a lot of work is being happening, and all this is happening is to attract you, ladies and gentlemen, to come and look at Khyber Pakhtunkhwa as a zone, as a place where your investments are safe, where you can make profit and also contribute to the socio-economic development of our province. So as Sami Saab highlighted earlier, we have Rashakai Special Economic Zone and also Moman Marble City as part of the CPEC framework. And these two, ladies and gentlemen, these two zones are extremely, extremely important for us for actually being a stimulus to our industrial growth, being a stimulus to our economic growth. And for that, we are working on a lot of attractiveness for Rashakai. And the key features are, ladies and gentlemen, it's based on an SPV, which has China Roads and Bridges Corporation, which has KP ESMIC, which is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Economic Zone Development Authority. We have, I represent KP CISA, and also the objective is to have an SPV which can attract and help produce promotion for economic growth. We also have, ladies and gentlemen, a total area of 1,000 acre, and out of this, 778 acre are for leasable, and we are asking for a lot of, and this has been linked digitally, so that this investment flow can shape up. The development would happen in three phases. First phase, we'll have development on 247 acres, and then in second phase, as investment flows increases, we'll have 355 acre, and then following to that would be 399 acre. Ladies and gentlemen, as Sami Saab has highlighted, our policy, National SCZ Act, highlights the fact that the utilities are to be provided at the front of the special economic zone at 0 point, and as we speak, provision of electricity for 10 megawatt has been provisioned, and for 210 remaining would be provisioned through government resources, and also gas would be provisioned by November this year. The access roads have been completed and almost 80% completed, and we are expecting groundbreaking. We had arranged groundbreaking 27th of March, but because of COVID restrictions, those have been postponed, and perhaps soon after our holy month, we'll have this arranged. What we are having within the Rashakai is based on, since it's a project which is important to demonstrate government's willingness, not just in terms of industrialization, but having sustainable and green industry in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. We are looking at combined effluent plant. We're looking at security system, plotting based on the requirement, and incentives, ladies and gentlemen, which I have highlighted and Sami highlighted. We can also further work on based on the investment that you do. And I assure you that the Board of Investment at Khyber Pakhtunkhwa would provide you the kind of hand-holding that you expect. And as an investment attraction body, we will provide you the one window facilitation. And if you could go to our website, www.kpboit.com.pk, you would find all these highlighted in great detail. So what we are looking at financial impact, we're looking at around 200,000 jobs, with around 50,000 direct jobs. We're looking at sectors that I've highlighted, and this is how the development flow will take phase. The main road is in front of you. So I'm quickly moving these, and I'll share these slides with you. And this is the recent visit of the Chinese ambassador and our chairman CP just last week, looking at the possibilities of how to fast track this investment. And as I said, this is extremely important for us. And entire government machinery of industries is focused on this project as we speak. Besides this, ladies and gentlemen, within CPEC, we are also highlighting some other areas of mutual cooperation. And I think my friends and colleagues who are in Europe could look at these possibilities, because agriculture and livestock is an area where you have excellence, and we would like to shift that to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, where there's huge natural endowment for this. Tourism is another area. This is the priority sector, not just at the federal government level, but Prime Minister of Pakistan and also the Chief Minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is focused on this. We are introducing a novel idea of integrated tourism zones in 4 beautiful sites, and I would at this point say it's seeing and is believing, but I would encourage my colleagues to come and look as soon as the travel restrictions are lifted, and we will provide you all the facilities and information that is required. Similarly, in mines and mineral sectors, we are blessed with Placer Gold, Emerald Mines, and in my website, if you'll go, you'll find details about the opportunities, and especially in marble sector, where we have great natural endowment of white marble, one of the best in the world. And we're looking at possibilities of research and development, marketing, and value addition in terms of this sector. And I would encourage my colleagues, investors, to come and look at this as possible area. Due possible time, I would skip these slides, but we are also looking at light engineering, and because there's a huge consumer market, we're looking at cellular phones, we're looking at light engineering consumer products, and I think this is also an area where we can have joint ventures, and we can have third-party participation, and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Board of Investment would facilitate any sort of joint ventures and marriage between investors, not just within Pakistan, but also China and Europe. Iron and steel and cement is also an area because of the affordable Naya Pakistan housing scheme. There's a huge demand of iron, steel, cement, and all industry related to housing and infrastructure development, because there is a gap of infrastructure in Pakistan, and we would like to bridge this through investment flow coming from abroad. So last, but not the least, I would quickly play the video so that thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and
Thank you, Mr.
come and invest in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa.
Great.